Well, hi, good afternoon. I guess what's kind of interesting to us here again today is going to be that live cattle market. It looks as though we're trying to carve out a bottom here. It looks as though we're trying to have some sort of technical bounce. Not a ton of fundamental news out there. It's important to kind of see what the other side's thinking. Now, I'm a fundamental trader myself. I like supply and demand and those types of things, but there also are the technicians out there, and sometimes they actually take over if we don't see a ton of technical news. So I would say right now, technically speaking, that's what we're looking at. There isn't a ton of news out there. It's a slower time of year also as well. So it seems as though we've got a little bit of a technical bounce here going on. And why would I say that? Well, we've got cattle trying to maybe run up and fill the gap here. There's a gap in October cattle between 101 and 103-ish. That's going to be something that the technicians look at, right? It doesn't necessarily mean you need to have fundamental news or some sort of binary event, but you can have a lot of folks looking at the same thing, and then sometimes, slowly but surely, it might become a self-fulfilling prophecy, which is something to keep an eye on. And I guess the overarching thing here is I think that it's going to be difficult for all of these commodities on the upside. We're going to try to get them up there, but we've got some black clouds hanging over our heads with that stronger dollar. And I think that we also run the risk of maybe slowly but surely moving into a little bit of a deflationary cycle, but that's a whole nother story for a whole nother time. But keep an eye on the fact that we're going to see if we can carve this bottom out, and these technicians are going to kind of try to go up and want to fill that gap between 101 and 103. Now, we're just around 101-ish and change. We've had a $12 sell-off from the high to the low, right? So like a buck 110 down to 98, and now we've kind of eked back 50% of that move back would be 104. So those technicians like those pullback numbers and those retracement numbers, you've heard them talk about that. So we've had a $12 break from 110 down to 98. And now they'll look at what kind of thing, what kind of a rally back we get and what kind of levels they are. So the retracement levels back to say 50% back from that move, you'll hear them talk a lot about that, is 104. So 50% back would get 104, and that would get our gap filled. I think, unless we have any new fundamental news out there, that's going to be the technical trade du jour, and they're going to be keeping an eye on those types of things in the short term when we don't have any big fundamental news to worry about for the long term.